Hi, David Rapasky here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up the buyer and seller landing pages that you downloaded from the DIY website. I'm going to start by assuming that you really don't know much about the whole setup process of getting a website online, and I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know from zero to set up in about 30 minutes. The first thing I'm going to let you know, though, is we're assuming at this point that you've got your hosting and domain name set up. If you don't, pause this video and give GoDaddy a call. Their number is 480-505-8877, and most likely they should be able to help you get your domain and hosting set up. They also have self-help articles that they can email you to kind of walk you through the process. But we're going to assume that you've got those two things set up and that you're signed into your account. So to begin, go to the person icon in your name, click it. You'll see your name in green, and you'll see the green Visit My Account button. Click that as well. So this is what GoDaddy calls your My Products page. I want you now to click on the one that says Web Hosting and click Manage. This is the portal to your cPanel hosting. Just click Manage. And as you can see now, we're in the back door of your cPanel hosting. You can see a lot of really pretty icons here that will help you, that are designed to help you get your website up and running. But the one we want is 3 rows down, not in preferences, not in files, not in databases, but in web applications here. We want to click the WordPress icon. So now that we've clicked the WordPress icon, as you can see, we're in to the WordPress Installatron application. And we're going to install this application by clicking the plus bar over here. First things first, we need to tell WordPress where we want to install the domain. Now, because Deluxe Hosting allows you to have multiple websites on one hosting, so like having multiple houses on one tract of land, you'll be able to create as many websites in this way as you want, as long as you have domains tied to the hosting. So we're going to set it up on this domain. Directory means folder. That's if you wanted to install the WordPress to a folder. We don't, so we're going to erase the word blog and move on. You can keep all of these settings the same. It doesn't really matter if you know what they mean or not. They're just custom settings, and if you leave them exactly the way they are, you should be fine. The administrator username, just come up with a name to call yourself. It doesn't have to be fancy, because in most likelihoods, no one will see this. They'll see your name as admin instead of the name you create here. I'm creating a simple password for the purposes of keeping this demonstration going, but it's recommended that you create a secure password. A hacker guessing your password is the easiest way for them into your website. For the administrator email, put an email that you check quite frequently, as you will get WordPress updates from WordPress as your site goes forward into time. You may get emails from clients to this address. So you want to make sure that that's an address you check often. Your website tagline, this used to be much more important, not so much anymore. Just come up with anything you want here. It doesn't really show, it doesn't really display. Two-factor authentication, it's like needing 2 forms of ID to get into your website. It's a great plugin, but it is not a free service. It's a paid service. If you want it, go ahead. If you don't, no problem. Leave all these other settings the same. Down here, click Install. And you'll begin to see this wheel begin to spin, and it can take anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes all the way to 10 total minutes to set this up on your hosting. It just depends on the time of day and the level of activity. So we're ready to go. Let's log in. Type in the name of our domain in the address bar up here, followed by a / and the words WP-ADMIN. We need to type in WP-ADMIN in the address bar because if we look for this on Google, we're not going to find it. Google doesn't update its records immediately for every website in the world. So if you look for your website on Google after, say, the first 10 minutes, there's no way you're going to find it on there. So you have to use this address bar to log into your website. So here we put the login name we created with GoDaddy. Down in the password, we put the password we created with GoDaddy. And then we've logged into our WordPress website for the first time. You're going to see this screen in some cases. The best thing to do is just click No Thanks. You're going to be getting a prompt. Just click OK. Now we're into the WordPress website for the first time. This is our dashboard, okay? This is our back end. This is where we're going to be doing most of our work. So let me show you around. First, this black bar on the left is kind of like the control panel of your entire website. If you want to see all the pages you've created, you click Pages, All Pages, and it opens up the list of pages that you can then edit if you wanted to. Posts, kind of the same thing. Click on Posts. It'll show you all the posts that you have. If you want to edit, go underneath the post and click the word Edit, and now you're into the editing mode for this post. If you want to check your work, at any time you can go up to the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Next to the house icon, there should be the name of your website. Mine says Test, and it'll look different from yours because I called my website Test. If your business is named Jane's Dance Studio, yours probably says Jane's Dance Studio right there. So why don't we click it to go and view the front end of our website. So this is also the live version of our website. If someone were to find us on the internet right now, this is exactly what they would see. And as we make changes in WordPress, your changes will be instantly live. So you always want to check to see what you did. To go back to the dashboard, simply move your mouse up to where you see your business name and the speedometer icon and click it, and you'll be taken instantly back to the dashboard. There's a few other things that I wanted to point out. Appearance, Customize. So if you hover over Appearance, go to Customize, you'll be taken to the Theme Customizer, where we'll be doing a little bit of work in a minute. But for right now, all I want you to pay attention to is this X and this button Saved. After you get done making your changes in the Customizer, save them by clicking the blue button, and then to exit the Customizer, click the X. To add a theme, go to Appearance, Themes, and then click Add New to upload a theme that you've downloaded from the internet. The last thing I want to cover is the first thing we're going to do. We're going to install a plugin to get started. Plugins are little bits of programming code that enhance your website in new and wonderful ways, and most of them are available for free. To find a plugin, go down to Plugins, hover over it, bring out the flyout menu, then click Add New. We're going to search for a plugin on WordPress's plugins repository. So we're going to go over here to Search Plugins, and we're going to type in Increase Max Upload Size. Let it search for a second. Okay, two plugins pop up that are competitors, and they have confusingly similar names. We have Increase Upload Max File Size with a tan logo, Increase Max Upload File Size with a green logo. You want to download the one with the tan logo developed by a woman named Isabel. We're going to click Install. And then once it's done installing, we're going to click Activate. So we've installed our plugin now, increase upload max file size, and now we're going to use it. To use it, we're going to go down to Tools, hover over Tools, see Upload Max File Size in the flyout menu, click it. And then the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go down to these boxes. Don't pay any attention to what this stuff says up here because frequently it's wrong. You just need to know that you need to go to this box and type in the word 100, and then tab 100 again, and then click Run Once. And now it should start to do its thing. But before we can do anything else, we need to install our theme. So we go to Appearance, Themes, click it, and then we go up and we click Add New, Upload Theme. We go down here to the middle where it says Choose File, and then we're going to search for Divi. I'm going to click on it, load it into the queue, and then click Install Now. So now that our theme is installed, let's go over to this link down here at the bottom and click Activate. As you can see, our theme is now activated. Great. The first thing we need to do to get our landing pages uploaded is we need to create our first page. So we go to New, the plus icon, we click on Page. That creates a new page. We'll call this Buyer. It would help if I could type. Buyer landing page. We're going to click Use the Divi Builder. We're going to click these arrows right here for import. We're going to select import, and then we're going to choose our file. We're going to choose Buyer landing page 4. And we're going to import. We imported successfully. Great. Now we'll get to see when we hit publish what our buyer landing page looks like. It doesn't look exactly like the picture, and there's a couple of things that we still need to do. We need to, first, we need to get rid of this navigation menu because that wasn't anywhere in our instructions. So the way we do that is we go to Google, and Google the terms remove header Divi, like this. Brings up this article. It's one of the best. We just need to click on it. It's by Divi Booster, a great site if you want more tips on how to tweak Divi to get your page to work the way you want it to. What we need to go down is we need to go down to this pound sign right here, highlight all of this to this final character right here. So your highlight should kind of look like a hand. Control C, Command C, whatever you use, that'll copy it. And then we need to go back to our dashboard. So we need to go over to your business name, dashboard, click on it. And we need to go down to Divi, go up to theme options, and then we need to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. And we need to go to this custom CSS section We need to click on it in this little box here, and then hit Control V if you're on a Windows, or Command V if you're on a Mac. Paste that in there, and then hit Save Changes. And then if you look again, you should see, we haven't made it our home page yet, that's why we didn't see it. That the header now is completely gone. But there are a couple of other things that got lost in translation that we need to fix. First, we need to fix this button down here. And the way we do that is we go into the customizer. And we're going to try importing our Divi, our buyer landing page import settings to see if that fixes the problem. If it doesn't, we'll have to try Plan B. So the way we do that is we go into the customizer settings. We go to these arrows up here. That stands for Import Export. Click on that. Choose File. And click on Buyer Landing Page Settings. Click on this file, Buyer Landing Page Settings.json. Open it. And then import. And then once we do that, we'll hit the X here. Why don't we make our buyer landing page our home page too while we're at it? We need to go down to Settings, hover over Settings to bring out the flyout menu. Then we need to click General. We need to go click Reading. And then see where it says Front Page Displays under Reading, so we clicked on General, but that was a mistake. So we went to Reading instead. Front Page Displays, it says your latest post. No, we want it to say a static page, and our front page will be buyer landing page. Then we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, hit Save Changes, and then we're going to visit our page again and see that buyer has been made the home page. And see our button is now the color we want it to be. We're almost done. The next thing we want to fix is, as you can see, this looks very, very crunched, and it doesn't look as good as it did when we looked at the demo. So the way we're going to fix that is we're actually going to go and edit this text block, which is something you'll need to do anyway if you want to make it say a custom message. So if you scroll down, this full width image is the family, and then below that you have your text box. So what we need to do to give this a little bit of breathing room is we need to go take this sentence here and hit enter, and then at the bottom, after market, we need to hit enter again, and then hit save and exit. Click update, the blue button up here. And now let's see if that worked. It added a little bit of space, but what I'd more like to see is maybe add another space. So I'm going to go back to our text, see the outermost, inner, and innermost. You want to go all the way to the innermost hamburger button when you make changes. This controls the edge to edge. This controls what the thing actually says. Let's add another space there. Now it looks a little less cramped. Now if I wanted to change what this text says, I just go Edit Page, go down to the section labeled Text, Outer, Inner, Innermost, click on it, and then I could even go down here and I could say if you're military family ready to buy, or I could change it to say if you're a first time home buyer. You really want to make this message similar to the message that you're carrying in your pay-per-click campaign. So if your pay-per-click ad talks about the military, this page should mention the military too. When you're done, hit Save and Exit right here, and then hit Update. And then you'll see our text has now changed to match the ad we're running. Very easy, very simple. Now, one other thing that you need to do before you can move on to something else is you need to go down to the contact form. Outer, inner, innermost, you need to go to the innermost section, click on the hamburger button there. We've already got the form pretty much pre-configured, it's ready to go, except for one important piece, email. So what you need to do is you need to type an email address where you want your leads to go. So if you want your leads to go to, say I have a Gmail account that I call Real Estate is Awesome at gmail.com. We would then save it just like that, and then we would update it up here, and then basically anyone who fills out that form, you're going to get an email at that address that has their contact information in it. So looks like our form is all set up. Everything's looking the way it should. And by the way, we've only spent about 23 minutes and 30 seconds getting this up here for you today. And it's a really easy process, very easy, very simple to do. And it's going to help change the game for you in the real estate world and the real estate market. Because it'll give you greater flexibility with your websites, and in the future we're even going to develop single property websites that you can put on your deluxe hosting, as many of them as you want, to kind of give each house that personalized touch as you go and market your homes. So thank you very much for watching, and have a tremendous afternoon.